Hi, I'm not yet dead in name and in nature, and welcome to BSM Tractor. Okay, alright, I'm actually down at the shop. This is South Mountain Creamery, should I say? The latest map from Blacksheep modding, which I've decided to use for some mod reviews. So I'm actually going to use this map, but more about that in another video. I just figured that of all the maps I've got, it was probably the one with the biggest store area. So we've had a few mods. I haven't done well, actually I've done one mod review video so far, but there have been so many come out, and so many of them look quite interesting, a bit different kind of stuff, that I thought I'd do a bit of a roundup of some of the new stuff and have a look at them. Now I haven't really looked or played with any of this yet, so we'll be looking at this together. But yeah, so we've got a few things. We've got plough, cultivator, plough, manure spreader, and the Blacksheep modding fifth wheel, which is a pretty impressive piece of kit from what I've seen. So yeah, let's get into it. So first one here, just going to bring up the mod hub so that I can read all the details out. So this is the Framest Pack from Not Ready and AAA modding, AAA modding. So Framest is Hungarian apparently, according to the details, and there are two tools here. So one's a heavy disc harrow, which is this first one, and what I think what's normally called, what does it say here? And a trailed roller. So I've seen them called packers and all sorts of stuff, but yeah, this is. So what they've done is they've taken these, which I suppose that would perhaps normally be more a cultivator, and that sort of just prepares the ground for seeding. I'm not exactly sure in what way. But what they've done is they've said, right, okay, so this one, it becomes your plough, a disc plough, and this one becomes your cultivator. And you can link the two together, and it's quite a chunky piece of kit, and I love this here. That's just brilliant, isn't it? That log that's holding it up. I think that just looks amazing. But yeah, so it's a pretty chunky piece of kit. I really like the look of it. It's quite different. It's got a working width of 6 meters. Recommended power 245 horsepower. We'll look at slots in a minute, but yeah, but of course it's 245 for that, and I think therefore extra obviously if you put the two together. But yeah, so we can have a look. Yeah, that's just amazing, the detail in there. It looks really good. It's a really nice mod. I like it. I do like it. It's got a good width, 6 meter working width. I mean, there are other options you've got for ploughing and cultivating. You can use like a culti-plough, or you can use the Coon Pack set. There was I think that was only a 4 meter width one that's plough and cultivator. But yeah, between the two of them, they look really good. And again, I mean, that's the Fra roll. It's the Fra disc, isn't it? Fra disc 6000 is the plough, and the Fra roll is the sort of the cultivator, the roller. But it looks really good. I like it. So let's have a quick look in the store. Oh, actually, we might as well do it by brand. That's how I was buying the stuff, because it was easier. If I can remember now what they're called. See if I can. There you go, Framest. So there's the Fra disc V6000. So that's the sort of plough, 49,800, needs 245 horsepower, meters 6 meter working width, and a working speed of 6 miles an hour, which doesn't seem very much. Now it does say there's a warning down the bottom. If you want to work with A, I have to align the tool into the smallest angle. I've got to admit, I'm not 100% sure what that means. But you can go in, so yeah, to buy 49,800, to lease is only 3,984, which is pretty good. And then the sort of cultivator, the Fra roll 6,500, says again actually 245. So I mean, the theory would be that you'd need what, 490 horsepower to pull them both. No, that's interesting enough. That's got an extra half meter working width, which is quite good. So if you're cornering, you're less likely to miss bits and all that sort of stuff. That's quite handy. That's got a working speed of 8 miles an hour. So we'll get a tractor in a minute. I bought us a field near to the store, so we'll get a tractor in a minute, try that out. But yeah, so they're quite cool, and I'll say in a second we'll also return them, and we'll figure out slot counts and stuff. But yeah, good. So that's one. The next, a case plough. Now I'm pretty sure we haven't seen any other case ploughs, and now we've got one, and I like it. It looks good. It's light, it's small, it's square, it's cool. So just again, I'll look it up in the mod hub. Phone's gone to sleep, thank you very much. So it's the case Ecolo-Til 2500 by ARM team. Effectively manage post-harvest residue through sizing, placement and incorporation. It's a plough. Yeah, working width of 8.5 meters, so it's a good size. It's a good size. So actually we go in the store a second to look at. So there's two lots of case now. Everything else is under case IH. This one's just under case. But of course you can also find it under ploughs. Yeah, Ecolo-Til 2500 says 342 horsepower. Yeah, so it needs some power. But actually, if we come out a sec, how does that compare to? So let's see. Yeah, so I mean, I've only got the in-game ones. So the 6.2, the Salford 6.2 meter needs 300 horsepower. So actually, an extra 2.3 meters for only an extra 42 horsepower seems like a pretty good deal. It's not that much more expensive. Speed's the same. They cost slightly more a day, but not much. Yeah, looks good. So we'll go in seconds. So yeah, to buy is 8,000, to lease is 6,400. So it's a little bit more than the Framest, but not crazily. And of course, it's that bit wider, so that's pretty good. So yeah, ARM team. Nice little reflectors there on the side. Can't quite get closer to that, but it looks good. Like it. It's quite nice. It's quite different to a lot, you know, certainly. Well, it's very different to all the in-game stuff that we've got, and even some of the other mods. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything quite like this. We've got similar folding out ploughs that you can get as mods, but I'm pretty sure we don't have a case. That's quite nice. Nice to have a case. Put it in the back of your case tractor. You'll look pretty good. Yeah, we'll give that a go in a minute. It looks good. I like it. Nice. Now then, Pottinger Twist 7001. I'd be curious, and I didn't look. I'd be curious to figure out the width, the age of these actually, because they're very similar to the one that was in the Farming Classics pack. But crikey, those blades look sharp, don't they? Goodness, you don't want to get messed about with those. But yeah, so this is the Pottinger Twist 7001. Now we've got a slight snag with this because it's no longer in the mod hub. I'm not sure why. It seems to have disappeared. Let me just double check. Full through. I'm going to look at the console one. No, it's just not there. Very, very odd. Make sure. No, I don't see it at all. So it's disappeared from the mod hub. So what I'll have to do is I'll go back at the game. I'll look in the mod hub on the its entry and the mod hub on the PS4. And get the details, and I'll put them up, yeah, just check who the modder is and all that sort of stuff. But we can go in store. Obviously it's under manure spreaders, so you've got the Twist 7001 and then sort of an extra one with sideboards, which does add an extra 3,000 litres. Sometimes you can add sideboards and it doesn't seem to add volume, which always seemed a weird thing to me, but this one actually does, so that's quite cool. Only need 60 horsepower, 80 horsepower for the bigger one, I suppose, because of the extra weight. 8 meter working width for both. $30 a day or $50 a day, crikey. So the one with sideboards is quite a lot more expensive to maintain. Operating speed is the same. $800 to lease. That's a bargain, isn't it? Only 960 with the bigger one. That's pretty cool, actually. Compare that to the Farm Tech. Yeah, it's about same size, similar power. So they're not, you know, it's just a bit different. But a lot cheaper. Honestly, you know, same price a day even. Yeah, so there's not a lot. So that one sort of sits between the Tornado 3 and the Superflex, the bigger one. That's quite cool. I like that. So yeah, I'll get the modder details, get those up on the screen. Nice. And they look really good. Nice bright red. A little bit of... No, actually no. No, that's fine. Space, it's going to get mucky pretty quick. I like all the detail at the front. Yeah, it looks of an age to me. I don't know. Not old, but you know, sure don't look new. Actually, while I think about it, there was something else I was going to check, and I've already forgotten what it was. There was something else I was going to look at for this. Yep, and it's gone. I've no idea. Oh well. What I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to see if I can get some manure in it, and we'll give it a go when we test everything else. But yeah, it's good. Like it. It's nice to have these options. New things. I can never keep up with all the new stuff that's coming out. There's too many great stuff in this game. Right. So, this is a fascinating mod. What a great idea. So let me look this up a sec. So this is the 5th Wheel Hitch Pack by Blacksheep Modding. Allows coupling of gooseneck trailers on a pickup. TT, I believe it works on the radio. We'll test it. With gooseneck trailers included in the pack. It's branded as Lizard, as you can see. And that's the thing. So this is great. I love this. So that's the hitch. Comes with a little stand. Put it on. Isn't that brilliant? Fantastic. Now, it's like a strange thing about this. So we'll look at this in store. So if we go to, actually let's do it by brand. We'll go to Lizard, if I can remember what my alphabet is. We come, okay, so here it is in store. So the hitch itself is only 1,000 to buy, or 80 to lease. That's brilliant. And there are 2 trailers that come with the pack. This one says that this trailer can transport other vehicles. This one says a bale trailer is used to transport bales. One says T450, one says B450. We'll have a quick look and see if we can see the difference. And both you can either have with or without protection wall for an extra 500. 12,000 to buy, 1,000 to lease. I mean, they're, you know, it's really good. It's really good. Obviously, you're not going to put masses of stuff on them because you're only going to tow it with a pickup. But yeah, so let's have a look. So this one, I bought 2 of each just to see what differences were like. Bought, leased. But look at the detail on that. Slightly uneven finish, which is pretty realistic. I like that. No, it's not like that mirror perfect finish, which is good. So this is with the side protection. So this one, this is the vehicle trailer with side protection. This is the vehicle trailer without side protection. Has straps, which is cool. This one doesn't. We'll check when we hook it up. I don't think it does. It's got with the little ramps. So this is the vehicle trailer, right? This one. Hang on, am I being dense? Oh, I beg your pardon. This is the I'm sorry, I missed one completely. This is the vehicle trailer. Right, okay, so that's the difference then. So this is the vehicle trailer without protection. This is the vehicle trailer with protection, no straps. That's the difference. Okay. So I'm curious to see whether you you'd have to do it really carefully. Yeah, you probably wouldn't. This is the bale trailer without without protection, but you can see it has the straps. So that's the difference basically. So yeah, I think that's the only difference. Let's just check. So this is the bale trailer with side protection, and again has straps. Okay, now I see the difference. But so what we'll do, so it says you can use it with the Lizard TT. We're going to try it with the radio because I bought it down here. This is the South Mountain Creamery radio. So first thing you have to do, there is, oops, wrong way, sorry. There is collision on the 5th wheel. So if you try and reverse without, yeah, it just pushes it away. So what you have to do, L1, R1. In fact, actually what we'll do is put the help window on. L1, R1. Bizarrely enough, it's not there, which is really weird. Anyway, but that's how you lower it. So it's not actually, I hadn't realised it wasn't in the menu, but that's how you do it. Try and get this reasonably straight. Attach it. Stand disappears. How cool is that? And then you can actually raise that again, so it's L1, R1 right stick. And then, so if we pick, let's take the bale trailer, right? And now that will go over the thing, so I don't need to put the back down again. Not lined that up very well, have I? There we go. So now you can see I've got, there's two implements attached to the bottom. Obviously you've got the fifth wheel itself and then the trailer on it. So now on the trailer, unfold, fold down the, so bear in mind this is a bale trailer that I'm using now. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, so it's L, okay. So it's just L, so you can do it there one on. Okay, sorry, my mistake. So it's actually to lower the back of the pickup is actually just the L1 and the right stick, and it'll do it with either. Right. So yeah, so we've unfolded the bale trailer, and you can fasten the tension belts in the usual way. Now switch the engine off. Now you wouldn't normally do this. This pickup is far too big for this trailer, but you know, you'd perhaps put a skid steer or small telehandler or something like that. You know, you would never drive it, especially you wouldn't put the TT on the back and pull it with the radio. You'd more like do it the other way around. But anyway, it can be done because I tested it. So, interestingly, I'm not going to put the things up because that's just going to go funny. This is far too long, right? But to prove, this is a bale trailer that so you could still, can you? Yeah, I mean they won't do anything, but yeah. So this is the bale trailer that you can still put vehicles on. So if you wanted something that's more multi-purpose, get the bale trailer. And we fold it up, but it's going to go wrong because that's overhanging. That's going to catch. Yeah. Whoa. There we go. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. This, like I said, this vehicle is far too long for this, but it's fine. We'll move out the way, and that will just nicely rock back down. Cool. Boy, that will nicely rock back down. There we go. Right. So that's good. I like that. Yeah, that just ignore that. I just tried to do that. That was bound to go wrong because there just wasn't enough space at the back to put that on. I'm curious actually. So okay, so let's detach that one for a second. It's going to be too big anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mess. Sorry, I'm messing now. Oh, this is just me messing. Right. We're going to take the back down and reverse. I'm going to attach that. Stand reappears. That's very cool. I'm going to move that out of the way because I'm curious how wide this is. Like I say, you wouldn't normally do this, so in some ways it's inconsequential, but I am curious. So swap it round, getting the TT, which I couldn't help but put a yellow stripe down the middle. Sorry. I think I'll be better at this. Stop. There we go. Literally just to be able to do this. Fold it down. That will nicely keep folding down. I'm just curious to see if this fits. There's nothing else. I am just curious to see if this will fit. Oh yeah, plenty wide enough. Look at that. Oh, that's very cool. Push it forward as far as it'll go. I still think that will I still think that won't work. Let's try it. think it's going to flip out again. Yeah, it's far too high. Oh no. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, no, it doesn't like that. So don't try and pull another pickup with the pickup, but that's okay, because it's not really what it's designed for. I'm just having a bit of fun, I'm being a bit silly. But that's cool. It's a great, and I love the fact that, crikey, there's a lot of weight on that. Just going to reverse this off now, very undelicately. There we go. Yeah, so you can get, so if you get the bale version, you can still put vehicles on it, because functionally it's exactly the same as the other one. And actually, I quite like it with the protection on the side. It does mean if you're putting bales on, the only way you could do it would be with a telehandler or a skid steer or something and drive up the ramp, which actually I quite like. I quite often do that with bales if I'm using a sort of low loader trailer. I really like this. This is great. And actually also suddenly means that the pickup has function. Because, you know, you use a pickup, alright, you could put a bale in the back, or maybe I have used it before for a box of seed or a tank of liquid fertilizer or something like that, but that's about it. All of a sudden it has purpose. On a smaller farm, to put, you know, you've got a few bales, move your skid steer around, put your bales on your trailer with your skid steer, take your bales away, come back and get your skid steer, all with a pickup. I think that's brilliant. You'd want to watch how fast you drove with it, but you know. And it looks great. It's a great looking mod. It's a really good design. All these reflectors down the side. And check lights, actually. We should do that, shouldn't we? Last thing, and then we'll move on. So yeah, Blacksheep modding. Done it again. Left indicator, right indicator. Lights. Yeah, looks nice. Very nice. Right. Let's go and test out some of the field equipment. So actually, I did think I probably should do this properly rather than me messing about. So actually what I've done is I've leased a JCB telehandler, which is a pretty chunky piece of kit, and I'll tell you what, it fits on there like a glove. And as you can see, I mean, you're not going to go fast with it, but it's perfectly stable, sits on there nicely. Yeah, this is brilliant. Because, you know, a telehandler is a pretty big piece of kit, so to put that on there and have it sit nice and stable like that, fantastic. So yeah, just unfold it, jump in. I love this trailer. It's a great idea. Nice. Perfect. That's just great, isn't it? I love that. Cool. That's nice, actually. I do like that. Actually, I'll tell you what we could do while we're here. And attach that. Put that down. Just because I like to do things properly. As you see, I didn't get very far with my tractor. Right, what we're going to do first. So we'll go into the store, go into the garage, leased items. Right, so I don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore, don't need that anymore. So if I return these for a sec, that's it, right, good. So then if we go into, actually where are they? Okay, so the fifth wheel hitch is here, right, so the fifth wheel is 6 slots, the fifth wheel itself is 6 slots, and I'm assuming, yeah, so the low loader one is here, the vehicle one. This again is 6 slots, and then presumably the other one's in bale technology. Yep, and again it's 6 slots. So that's 6 slots each. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all, is it? Like that. Right, I'll get the tractor. We'll go do some field work. So I've brought the Pottinger Twist up here, and actually I've just been looking through the mod hub for something else. For some reason it's moved in position, although it's only just come out. I'm fairly certain it's only just come out. It does say 6th of July. Maybe it was an update. Anyway, either way, Pottinger Twist 7001 is by, oh goodness, L4LCCE, STR, Deelerz and Wopster, so 4 modders. I'll put all this in the description anyway. But yeah, so that's who did the Pottinger Twist. And actually what I was looking for was the manure shop. So what I've done is I've put in the manure shop, which is also quite new, but I actually can't find it in the mod hub. There's something funny with the order of stuff in the mod hub. But as I suspected, it was worth a try, but as I suspected, it doesn't work. So the manure shop will only autofill maybe it's just because I wasn't right. Anyway, it'll only autofill manure spreaders, in-game manure spreaders, and says it won't work with mods, and it doesn't. At least I couldn't get it to work. Anyway, so what I did was I bought the JCB and the Filltrigger bucket, Maxi bucket, which is this one. Whoopsie, and I'm making a mess. So yep, it's now full, so that's fine, and that works absolutely perfectly, apart from my awful skills. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure I couldn't find the manure shop, but I'm fairly certain it's oh, is it a Holger Sengstock? I'm just gonna try and find the Filltrigger a sec, because I'm pretty sure they're the same person. But again, I'll put this in the description. If it's wrong, you'll see it on the screen. Yeah, Holger Sengstock. Create the Filltrigger tools. I've never used it before. Actually, it's the first time I used it, but it's really good. So yeah, so that's how I did that. So that's done. So that's cool. Yeah, so the manure shop and the Filltrigger tools. I'm pretty sure both Holger Sengstock. So I've leased us a New Holland T8 specifically because, and it's a base level one. It's 300 horsepower, and I'm wanting to see how it gets on with the other equipment that in theory should need more than that. I'm no good at guessing widths, so we'll just have to see how we do. Turn on spreader. Let's zoom out a bit so we can see. And how cool is that? Yeah, I really am rubbish at widths. I wasn't quite right. It's going down quite quickly, as manure spreaders tend to do. That looks great. Looks really good. Yeah, so this is the bigger one. It's the one with the sideboard extensions. 10,000 litres. It's doing a good job. The animation's fantastic. I'm just going to mess this up completely, but it's okay. But it's going down quite fast. The only problem with spreading manure, there's not too much of a problem with this field, because of course I've just put a placeable manure thing right next to the field, but still. And that's great. I haven't used that before either, and I actually really like that. I really like that. Cool. So that works really well. Nice. Pottinger Twist. And twist it does. Next. Right then, so the case. The Ecolo-Til 2500. So, unfold. So remember, this is supposed to need 342 horsepower. Oh, and I did just find out. There you go, lights, indicators. Nice. So 342 horsepower should need. This is a 300 horsepower tractor. Has a maximum working speed of 9 miles an hour. So we'll lower it down. Like the way the wheels just lift up. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Wheels down, lift the plough up. Wheels down, drop the plough down. Wheels up, rather, drop the plough down. That's really cool. So we'll plough. 8 miles an hour, 9 miles an hour. Slight uphill. Okay, drop down to 8 miles an hour. Drop down to 7. Ooh, drop down to 6. Yeah, this is quite steep, this bit though. But that's okay. Now create fields. Should do. Don't see why it wouldn't, but let's test it. Yep. So I'll tell you what, this is a great plough then for folding out, for ploughing out new fields. It's big, it's square, fantastic, and you can get away with a little bit less power. If it was a really steep hill, it would struggle, and we're only 42 horsepower short here, but you know, that's fine. Right, next. Right, the Framest. Let's see how we're doing here. So, on the plough. So this is interesting. So you can. I did check. There are no beacons. So we've got lights, indicators, etc. But there are no beacons on either of these, which it's probably quite realistic. But given its length, whew. Anyway, it does fold up slightly more than the other one, which is quite nice. Whoa, I messed that up, haven't I? Okay, let's try that again. Okay, there we go. Right, unfold. See, I'm not sure what this does, to be honest. Well, I mean, I can see what it does. Moves it from side to side, but what its operating position should be, I don't really know. But let's see what it does. And I lower it. And again, let's just have a look at that. It's got a nice animation. Oh, even a bit of roll on the rear roller. That's quite cool. Bit of movement as they sink in and out. Now, as that moved, maybe, maybe not. So now it's in the ground. Can I adjust? Can I do that adjustment? Yeah, you can. Must be depending, like all ploughs then, must be depending on which way you're, you know, which sort of side you're doing, but I'm not sure. We'll try it with the worker in a minute, see what the worker does. That's usually the best way to figure these things out, but it's ploughing, that's fine. So, then let's move to the cultivator. Right, so, okay, so that's still operating the plough. Interesting. So I'll unfold the roller. Again, that's quite a nice animation. They just offset, lower it down. Nice. See how we do. So these are supposed to be 245 horsepower, and it said for both 245 plus. Didn't specify what. So let's see how we get on. The maximum working width, working speed of the plough is 6 miles an hour, so it's not going to go faster than that anyway. On our slight slope, we are doing 6 miles an hour. Nice. It looks good. It's really good. It's a nice setup, actually. I know I was saying that there's another one that's 4 meters wide that you can do ploughing and cultivating, but I like the, you know, the length, the whole connecting it up. It looks really good. It looks really, really good. I'm tempted to use this. It's a really good mod. I like it. A bit different. Oops. This is quite a long setup, which actually could mean, so if I lift this a second, will the cultivator stay down? Yes. Of course you've got to get the whole thing to the end. Yeah, that's a bit of a snag, isn't it? Got to have to get the whole thing to the end. So you've got to have some working width space available. What I'm going to do, it's really hard through the trees, is quickly drop off the cultivator, lower the plough, or just plough a bit, so it ploughs nicely. Yep, again, stop, top speed still 6 miles an hour, but that's fine, because that's what we expected. Can see the difference though, so this is a 6 meter width, the Ecolo, which is the one that's next to it, the case, is 8.2, and that's a heck of a difference in width. But you have the added bonus that it cultivates as well, if you use the two together. It's great. So we'll leave that there. I should have lifted it up, but never mind. And we'll just go pick up the cultivator, because I just want to see, I'm assuming you can. But just for the sake of argument, I suppose that's the only other thing I wanted to do. Well, I suppose you can always try that yourself, is just to see how it is. with a worker. Lower it down, and yeah, cultivate. Nice, and a working speed then of 8 miles an hour, which is pretty cool. So I like that. And obviously, but again, just for the sake of completeness, we'll cultivate a bit of this bit that we'd already ploughed with the other plough. Yep. Really good. Really like it. Nice. Nice. So lift that up. Now it's a bad field to try with a worker, to be fair, because it's got trees all the way around. A worker would get stuck on here anyway. Whoa, that's sliding some. Crikey. That bird flying overhead's exceedingly clever, that shadow, I like that. A little scary because it's huge. That's enough to lift that up. So then does that mean... Sorry, bear with me. Now I'll try and fold that round. Just positional depending on the position of the tractor. I think that doesn't affect the angle that the blades themselves work at. Interesting. Anyway, yeah. So I might test out with a worker. I might get this. Not that I've got a farm that I'm in a position to use this on at the moment, but when I do, I will certainly be testing that out. Fold it back up. Cool. And we're done. So really the only thing now is to check slot counts. So let's do that. So, garage, leased items. Let's just tidy this up a sec. So we're just left with the tools that we've got. Right, so the Pottinger. Interesting enough, in here it actually tells you how many slots it's using. Is that because it's leased? Oh no, it does. Oh no, I hadn't realised that before. Oh, well, there you go, so I don't need to. We can double check though, so let's take, for example, so if I go in here it tells me how many it will cost in slots, -1, because I've already got one, to get another one. Go into my garage essentially, and it tells me how many it's using. So if I return that, I'll get 12 slots back. I hadn't noticed that before. Maybe that's just me being a bit slow. Yeah, so return those. So does that mean it's 12 slots to get one? It does. So they cost 12 slots a piece, which actually means, so the Framest plough is 11 slots. The cultivator's only 6. And the case is only 6 slots. Wow. There's a lot less to it, I suppose, than the Framest. But yeah, so there you go. So, I hope you found that useful, informative in some way, or, you know, it's just nice to see some of these. These might become a bit redundant when we get FS19 with the sort of, you know, the store where you can see all the variants and everything, see them in 3D. But anyway, still nice to see them in use. Yeah, 6 slots and 11 slots, yeah, right. Oh, cool. Quick way to do that. So yeah, I hope you found this useful. If you did, give us a like. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to subscribe if you haven't already done so. There's lots more stuff coming. I'm hoping to do... I'll perhaps do a few more of these, but I'll tend to do them when there's a few mods at a time. We seem to be getting them in batches at the moment rather than just one at a time. So I'll perhaps do that. I'll do a few at a time unless it's something particularly big. Yeah, more stuff coming soon, as I said, and potentially, maybe even, we'll be doing something on this map. So yeah, I'll see you very, very soon on one of my videos. Bye bye for now.